Greetings, I'm Dave Householder, and I'm blessed to be your Bible teacher with your daily dose of Bible encouragement. And as I've said many times before, the Bible was written by people who overcame challenges with faith. And nobody epitomizes that more than King David. And today we're going to be looking at Psalm number 38. And Psalm 38 is fairly depressing. David is in a really rough spot. And just all the way to the end is just lamenting. And lamenting is different than complaining. Lamenting is letting the Lord know how we're doing and being honest with Him without just griping. There's a sense to a lament being grounded in faith, even though things are not going well. And of course, Jeremiah wrote Lamentations, and there's a lot of lamentations, so to speak, in the book of Psalms. And Psalm 38 is definitely one of those. It's very challenging to read and keep a smile on your face. It's not easy to do. But I'm going to focus on verse 15 here. But for you, O Lord, do I wait. It is you, O Lord my God, who will answer. And the Hebrew word here for wait is yakal. Now, Hebrew, Arabic, Aramaic, these languages are all Semitic languages. And they all have three consonant stems, nouns and verbs. Every word has three consonants. And you put all kinds of different flags in that basic stem word. And what happens then, the root word, the source word, and these different flags indicates the task of that word. Yakal is to wait, and you use what's called a hiphil form of that, which means to cause to wait, to actively instigate waiting, not passive waiting, active waiting. And now let me show you the difference and why this is so important for you and me, because we're struggling right now with a year that seems to drag on and on and on. When this whole COVID thing started, people asked, well, is this a snowstorm? Or is this a season, like a season of the year, a winter season? Or is this massive climate change? I'm not talking about literally. I'm saying, how long is it going to last? Is it going to be like as long as a snowstorm or a season or a whole shift in everything? And it just keeps getting longer. If you would have told me that in October we'd be wearing masks when this thing started, I would not have believed it. And a lot of you are feeling fatigue and really tired of the whole thing. And you just really like to just be normal again. And much like David in Psalm 38, we lament the situation that's going on in our country, all the political division, all of the challenges, the unrest, the fires in California, the COVID thing, all of this stuff is happening. And it's good reason to be in a sort of lamenting place. And once again, lamenting is not griping. So we're in a lamenting place here. But the word yakal, to wait, has an active sense to it. Now, there's nothing I hate more than being in a waiting room and waiting for the doctor, waiting for whatever. You sit there and you read old magazines, and then you go into another room and wait some more. And basically what that tells you is the doctor's time is a lot more important than your time, because you've got two little waiting areas so that he doesn't have to waste any time or she doesn't have to waste any time at all. And that's frustrating for us to be waiting. How long, O Lord? Just waiting passively. When is this going to get better? Instead, this is all about active waiting. What do we call the person who serves food at a fancy restaurant? A waitress or a waiter? Now, the quality we want to see in a waiter or a waitress is that of attentiveness. And a great waiter, you don't have to flag down. Now, we've all been in situations in restaurants where you need flares to get the attention. The server can come right past you and somehow avoid eye contact with you at all. And other servers are so attentive that any little finger going up, it's like they're right there. It's almost as if this glass, this goblet here, and just make this little noise. If you were sitting at your table and you heard that noise and you were a waiter or waitress and you were attentive, you'd be right there at the table. Just all it takes is a little noise like that, a little signal, and there you are to help out. That's what I call active waiting, as opposed to passive waiting, lying around in a waiting room, sitting in the second waiting room, waiting for something to happen. When is this going to happen? That's passive waiting. What David is talking about here is active waiting. What the Bible calls us to do here when we're lamenting is to be in that active waiting mode, like a waiter or a waitress who is attentive and just waiting for the Lord to signal us with one little noise. And we're going to be right there. And so David is not just sitting there going, oh, when is this going to end? He's thinking, okay, Lord, I'm waiting. One little word from you, and I'm there. And that's the kind of active waiting. Be attentive to the Lord. Be listening for the Lord. Be watching for the Lord. Be waiting on the Lord. Be a waiter or a waitress on the Lord, and an attentive one, not one that walks by and misses. I have so many people say, I never hear from God. Well, you're never making eye contact. You're not in that active waiting state. So my challenge to you today is to move from passive waiting to being honest about lamentation, but being in active waiting mode. That's the good news for today, and that's going to change the way we get through this together. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow.